the predictive parser is nothing but one of the type of the top-down parser will execute on the principles of LL1 grammar. LL1 means we are reading the input string from left to right or input file or program from left to right. First L means left to right scan. Second L means left reading and replacing leftmost non-terminal. Okay, and the in the brackets one means look ahead one symbol. Look ahead one symbol. Okay, right. So this predictive parser is based on the LL1 grammar. Implementation is based on the LL1. Based on the LL1, we are identifying required grammar and the required protection. In particularly, that is the thing. Crucial thing in the predictive parser is with which protection we need to replace the symbols. Okay, right. So in the last class also I explained you a model of the predictive parser. So the predictive parser is containing the predictive parser program is containing two auxiliary data structures, one input string, and there is the stack. Based on these two, I'm just repeating the last class. I am waiting for the remaining at least a few more people to start with my first slide. So the particular program is containing two auxiliary data structures. One is input string. That input string is always terminated with the dollar sign. I'm showing in the left side of this screen with this particular thing. And the one more auxiliary data structure is stack. In the stack also at the bottommost symbol is dollar sign. Be careful, this is not S. Okay, it is dollar signs. Okay, in the small letters it may not be visible to you that much, but in the last once again I'm showing that slide also. Okay, to refer like a blackboard, I am using everything kept in the left hand side. Right. So predictive parsers comes under the category of top down using the grammar LL1. In the LL1, okay, we are left to right scan, leftmost non-terminal replacement, and one symbol look ahead. Okay, right. The first thing is whenever you want to do this particular grammar, one of the basic principle is the grammar should not contain any ambiguities, left recursion, left factoring. If anything is we are identifying, we need to replace. Right. The model, the grammar we identified is this particular part. We are having the production with E derives E plus T, or T derives T into F, and F is derives in brackets E or ID. If you identify this particular thing, the leftmost right side symbol, leftmost in the right side part contains a non-terminal which is also appear on the left side of the production. Leftmost non-terminal of the right side production is also appear on the left side of the production. If you identify, whenever you identify anything of such thing, okay, once again I will show the grammar. I don't know how many are using the laptop or how many are using the phone. Okay. So the E is also appear on the left side of the production. If any of the appear, that means immediately left and right arrow side is having the same symbol, we can say it is left recursion. We need to eliminate the left recursion. After eliminating the left recursion, I already given you how to eliminate the left recursion. We are rewriting the grammar. Okay. So these are our final production. These are our final production after eliminating left recursion and the given grammar. right? So our grammar is ready now, without ambiguity, without left recursion or left factoring. In the yesterday's class also I shown you, when you are creating this particular table, if any cell is having two productions, if any cell, if this conversion procedure produces two productions in any cell, that is also nothing but ambiguity. Okay, right. So the thing is, now after preparing the required, the grammar without ambiguity or without left factoring or left recursion, okay, without creating the that tree, parse tree, okay, uh, the grammar is ready for our remaining steps, right? So what are the steps in creating this predictive parser is, now I am starting this particular thing. Till now 30 students are already logged in. That means if you are removing my thing, it is 28 only today. Still okay, but still I'm starting this particular class, right? So the first step is eliminate left recursion, left factoring, or if you are identifying any ambiguous grammar, that also we need to eliminate, right? The step number two. Step number two is we need to create first and follows for each and every production in the grammar. First and follows. What is the meaning of first? If you are identifying the particular production, what is the first terminal symbol available in the production? Okay. So with that first terminal symbol, we can identify that production is starting with this terminal. Similarly, we need to identify follows for every production. What it means is, after executing this particular, after implementing or producing the required output from the production, what could be the next input symbol? What could be the next input symbol? We also call it as a look ahead symbol. Here we are identifying next possible first terminal symbol or look ahead symbol. The look ahead symbol we are identifying using the follows, and the production which is starting with a required terminal we are identifying with the first. With it what we are achieving, మనకు కావాల్సిన ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇదేనా కాదా, మనకు కావాల్సిన టెర్మినల్ రావాలంటే ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ వాడచ్చా వాడకూడదా అనేది ఫస్ట్ చెప్తే, ఫాలో ఏం చెప్తోంది, నెక్స్ట్ పాసిబుల్ అయ్యే టెర్మినల్ ఏమిటి, అది కరెక్ట్ గానే ఉందా లేదా, ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ వాడితే సార్ ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ వీఆర్ ఫినిషింగ్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ ఫస్ట్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఫర్ గెటింగ్ ద రిక్వైర్డ్ ఇన్పుట్ సింబల్, బట్ ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ వాడితే నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ కూడా మనం కంటిన్యూ చేయగలుగుతామా లేదా. ఓకే, లైక్ ఇఫ్ దెన్ స్టేట్మెంట్, if expression then statement, there is also possibility in else part also. If expression that statement, okay, right, is it also possible, if at all it is containing any else part, if else part is also possible with this if condition or not, that will be identified by this follow. Else part ni follows identify cheste, if part ni first identify chestundi, right? So in order to identify before actual processing, we are identifying the first and follows. The first is identifying, for example, if condition, the follows identifying the else condition, right? With using the first and follows, we need to create a predictive parsing table. This predictive parsing table identifies with which production we need to replace the terminals or non-terminals, right? Then, after identifying, constructing the predictive parsing table entries are telling us which production we need to use for a specific terminal symbol, which is given as part of the input. Okay, so these are inputs with using this production represented by the non-terminals. Okay, this particular table is identifying the which table we need to, which production we need to use in deriving the required input using the parser program, right? So to do all these operations, after finishing this, creating the first and follows, and after creating the predictive parsing table, then we use the stack and parsing table, okay, for processing the input, right? Now, before going to this particular following steps, we'll see the steps in how to create the first and follows, what are the rules and regulations, how we are creating this table. Okay, right. Basically, this predictive parser table is a non-recursive descent parser type. We are identifying the recursive descent parsers by implementing simply recursive function in processing the uh, input string. Okay, right. So we are not using the recursive calls, but here we are using stack explicitly. In the recursive calls, be careful always wherever it comes, the recursion is implemented using the stack implicitly. Okay, implicitly, right. Whereas in this particular thing, instead of the recursive calls, we are using the stack explicitly, and it is going to be a non-recursive predictive parsing technique, right. What is the problem with the predictive parsing is that only thing, determination of production to be applied for the non-terminal, that we are achieving through this particular table. Determination of production for applying for a specific non-terminal, right. So the non-recursive parser in that particular figure looks up the production to be applied in the parsing table. Okay, right. Next, once again the same thing, whatever I shown here, explaining you the same made here, the predictive parsing model diagram. Then next, so once again, the predictive parser is a table-driven parser, a table-driven parser for an input buffer, table-driven parser for an input buffer, and a stack and a parsing table, and finally we are getting an output stream. Finally, we are getting an output stream, right? The input buffer contains string to be parsed. This input buffer contains the string to be parsed are nothing but statement to be executed by the compiler, right? Be careful, this particular input string always terminated by dollar sign here, like in the C program you are using semicolon. The semicolon is indicating the end of the statement. Like here we are using the dollar sign. Okay, a symbol used by right end marker to indicate the end of the input string. To indicate end of the input string, like semicolon in the C program. Right. The stack is containing a sequence of grammar symbols or non-terminals at the bottom contained with dollar sign indicating bottom of the sign. What the stack is containing? Sequence of grammar symbols or non-terminals, right? So initially the stack contains start symbol of the grammar on the top of the stack and dollar sign at the bottom of the stack, dollar sign at the bottom of the stack, right? Initially the stack contains start symbol, and at the bottom start symbol at the top of the stack and dollar sign at the bottom of the stack, right? The parsing table, whatever we are creating, is a two-dimensional array. Okay, m of capital A comma A. M is a table, okay, or matrix. Okay, the first A is indicating non-terminal. Second small a is representing a terminal. Based on comparison of this non-terminal from the stack and terminal from the input string, it identifies what action we need to do. Action or move to the next step. Action or move to the next step. Right. The parser is controlled by a program that behaves like what it do. The program considers X. The program considers the symbol on the top of the stack. The program considers X, the symbol on the top of the stack, and A the current input symbol, and A the current input symbol. A the current input symbol. This arrow is representing the current input symbol, whereas this arrow is representing the top of the stack. Top of the stack. These two symbols are determining the action of the parser. Action of the parser, M of A comma A. What action we need to do, or whether you are moving. Action or move. Action or move. Right. Okay. Right. Next. Here we are having the three possibilities when considering the X from the top of the stack and A from the input string. If this X and A equal to $sign, if this X and this A are equal to the $sign, then the parser will halt and announces successful completion of the parsing, and it declares the given string or statement is in the programming language. The given string or the statement in the programming language. If X or A not equal to $sign, the parser will pop X from the stack and advances input point to the next input symbol. Okay, input string will be advanced and X will be popped. Okay, what we do with the X is the next step. If X is a non-terminal, the program will consult the entry in the matrix table, okay, or predictive parsing table with the X and this A combination. X will be are the non-terminals representing the rows. A is representing the terminal columns. This specific X and A row will be consulted. This specific X and this A will be consulted. The cell is containing the required production to be processed. The cell is containing the required production to be processed. Right. So, for example, this particular cell is containing a X production from the grammar, okay, or if doesn't contains any X production from the grammar, it will be declared as error entry. It will be declared as an error entry. If it contains any production, and let this M of X comma A is a production, let this M of X comma A is a production, that a production X derives, because this the first symbol is non-terminal X, the production is X derives UVW, let it be. Okay, let we assume the non-terminal X derives UVW. The parser places X on the top of the parser, replaces the top symbol X by UVW production. But UVW production will be pushed onto the stack in the reverse fashion. Pushed into the stack on the reverse position. W will be pushed first, then V will be pushed, then U will be pushed. Ultimately, the non-terminal or terminal U will be on the top of the stack. And the terminal or non-terminal U will be on the top of the stack. Okay, right. This is the step it do repeatedly. As output, we are assuming that the parser just prints the production whatever we are using, so that we know the parser at that specific time using the production, that particular production. Or if it is not identify any production, it produces any code that could be executed here. Or else, if it prints error, it prints error. If M of X comma A, it is not identifying any production, then it prints M of X comma A is equal to error, and the parser will call the error recovery routine, right? Okay, so this is the process how it will work. Now we'll see how to create the first and follows. How to create this first and follows, right? This first and follows will execute based on the certain rules. Okay, those rules now will identify. Those rules now will identify. Okay, the predictive parser is using creating the first and follows. The first is this, follows are the first is identifying the first terminal symbol and the particular for the particular production. The follows indicating after executing the current production what could be the next input symbol. Right. First we have seen the rules for the first. If X is a terminal, the small case letters ID plus multiplication, those things. If X is a terminal, then first of X is set of that terminal symbol only. Okay, that terminal symbol itself. If X derives an epsilon production, if the non-terminal X derives an epsilon production, then add epsilon to the set of first set, like here. Okay, E bar is having an epsilon production, E bar is having an epsilon symbol. That is the reason the first also containing epsilon. Okay, because it contains the first plus is a terminal symbol, automatically this plus the terminal symbol enters into the first, and also it is deriving an epsilon symbol, so it is also identifying the epsilon symbol as part of the first production E bar. Right. Next, if X is a non-terminal like T or this particular thing, if X is a non-terminal and X derives A of alpha, like anything, this A of alpha is a production, then add A to the first of X, because if it is a production and it is starting with a terminal A, add this terminal to the first of first set for the non-terminal. It is starting with a terminal and remaining everything is alpha. This plus is in the first. This multiplication is in the first set. Okay. This open brass is in the first set. Right. Third option. So first of all thing is, if the terminal, the X is terminal, automatically first set contains terminal. If X is epsilon, automatically epsilon also comes into the first step. If the production is in the form of A of alpha, where A is terminal, alpha is combination of terminals and non-terminals, then first contains A. Okay. Otherwise, if X is a non-terminal and X derives a set of productions, okay, where the production first of X, if it for the sum in the first of Xi is null. ఓకే, అంటే స్టార్టింగ్ లో ఉన్న ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏదైనా నల్ అయితే నల్ డెరైవ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే, ఓకే, నల్ ఇందాక ఆల్రెడీ వచ్చింది. ఇట్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద y1 y2 yn. y1 ఈస్ డెరైవింగ్ ఎప్సిలాన్, y1 ఈస్ డెరైవింగ్ ఎప్సిలాన్. ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఏమవుతుంది, సెకండ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ కూడా ఫస్ట్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అయిపోతుంది, సెకండ్ నాన్ టెర్మినల్ కూడా ఫస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఆ నాన్ టెర్మినల్ లో ఉన్న ఫస్ట్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దాని కూడా ఫస్ట్ లోకి వస్తుంది, అది కూడా ఫస్ట్ లోకి వస్తుంది. బికాస్ y1 ఈస్ డిరైవింగ్ ఎప్సిలాన్, ఆటోమేటికల్లీ ఫస్ట్ టెర్మినల్ సింబల్ అండ్ y2 ఆటోమేటికల్లీ comes as in the first set of the X. Okay, right. This is the 4 rules. Right. Next. So based on this particular thing, once again I will show you first of E. Okay, E. దీంట్లో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ E అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఏమొచ్చింది, టెర్మినల్ సింబల్ వచ్చింది. టెర్మినల్ సింబల్ లో మళ్ళీ దాంట్లో మనకు నాన్ టెర్మినల్ వచ్చింది. నాన్ టెర్మినల్ నుంచి మనం టెర్మినల్ తీసుకురావాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్టార్ట్ సింబల్ ఆఫ్ T? T is starting with F. F also non-terminal. So production number 4. Okay, T also derives F. Then we are moving to the F. F lo we are having the 2 options. In the first option, the terminal symbol available is the open brass. Another option is containing the ID. So we are getting these 2. Then come to the E bar. Okay, first of E bar is, it is automatically started with plus. Okay, that means production number 3. Okay, rule number 3. From the rule number 3, we are getting the plus, and from the rule number 2, it is also containing the epsilon production. From the rule number 2, we are getting the epsilon also. So we are getting these two symbols. First of T. Okay, the first of T is containing a non-terminal F. From the production rule number 4, we are moving to the F. From F, we are getting open brush and ID. Then first of T bar. T bar is containing one signing. From the rule number 3, that's multiplication symbol. From the rule number 2, we are getting the epsilon symbol. These two. 3, then 2. Then finally, first of F, automatically directly it is getting the terminal symbols. Okay, from the production rule number 3, open brush and this ID. This ID is coming from rule number 1. ID is coming from the rule number 1. This is the set of production first. Okay, symbols. Right. Then rules for follows. The always any grammar is starting with the non-terminal S. Be careful. So the follows for the S is always terminal symbol. We expect every production starts from S and it is leading to the end of the terminal. So the follow of S is always dollar sign. This dollar can be replaced by any other symbol like semicolon or any other things also we can put. Right. Now the rule number 2, if there is a production, A derives alpha, B, beta, okay, starting with terminal and it is having the production and also containing a beta production, it may contain set of terminals or non-terminals. So this A, then everything in the first of B, if you are having any of such production, everything in first of B, beta, automatically placed in the follow of B. మనం ఇక్కడ ఏంటి ఇలా ప్రొడక్షన్ ఉంటే we are identifying this for the B. Every the starting first of beta is nothing but follow of B. First of beta is nothing but follow of B. First of beta is nothing but follow of B. It is the rule number 2. Okay, right. Then rule number 3. If there is a production, A derives alpha, B, or simply A, or A derives A derives A. It can be these two types are also possible. Okay, right. Production, for the production, A derives alpha, B, beta is other thing. Okay, or simply even we are removing this particular thing, or a production alpha, A derives alpha, B, beta, both are. That means in the first case we already identified alpha, B, beta. Now we identified one more production, alpha, B. Okay, there is no more symbols after B. There is no more symbols after B, where first of beta contains epsilon. Previously we are not identified this epsilon condition. It is containing only a symbol. Some symbols are available after B. Some symbols are available after B. Now we are also considering one more thing, when beta contains epsilon. When beta contains epsilon. So we are considering beta with epsilon and without epsilon. The first condition number 2 is without epsilon. Condition number 3 is with epsilon. Okay, right. In this particular case, everything in the follow A is in the follow B. Everything in the follow A is in the follow B. ఇక్కడ బీటా ప్రొడక్షన్ ఉంటే ఫాలో ఆఫ్ ఏలో ఏముంటాయో అన్నీ కూడా ఫాలో ఆఫ్ బిలో ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడ బీటా ప్రొడక్షన్ బీటాలో ఎప్సిలాన్ లేకపోతే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ బి is in the follow of B. Okay, right. Two conditions. One is when you are considering first of B in the follow of B, beta, first of beta in the follow of B. Second condition is showing follow of A is in the follow of B. Follow of B contains follow of A. Right. So now we are identifying this particular thing. Follow of E, star symbol. Follow of E is nothing but star symbol. So star symbol is containing automatically dollar sign. That is over. Right. Now if we are identifying this particular thing, okay, fall of G, remaining everything we can treat it as fall of E, everything you can treat it as that beta production. If you are identifying this particular E, from this particular E as start symbol, we are getting dollar, but at the same time this E here there is a production F derives open brass E close brass. Okay, this can be identified as alpha, B, beta. Alpha is open brass, B is B, and closed brass is beta. If you are identifying this closed brass as beta, starting symbol of this beta is nothing but closed brass. So that is the reason that closed brass also available here, right? Then E bar. If you are identifying the E bar, this E bar is containing dollar sign. Okay, this U bar is containing the dollar sign. Okay, and so everything of this previous condition. Okay, uh, the follow of E bar automatically contains this particular symbol. Nothing but fall of E will automatically appear here. Automatically appears here because follow, if you are removing this particular thing, automatically it as E bar is epsilon, this fall of E bar is nothing but fall of T bar. The fall of T bar is comes something here. Okay, the fall of T bar is also containing the epsilon. Fall of E, as it is containing the epsilon, it is also nothing but fall of F. Fall of F is automatically containing the uh, the fall of E. Whatever the symbols we are identifying, this particular closed brass and that epsilon sign. Okay, with this particular thing. Next, when come to the fall of T, the fall of T is identified here. Okay, this fall of T uh, here, fall of T is after fall of T we are getting the E bar. First of E bar, whatever it containing, first of T bar is nothing but fall of T. As we are having a production, after T there is beta, nothing but fall of T can be derived from first of E. So what is the first of E? Plus and this epsilon. Except epsilon, remaining terminals will come under here. Except epsilon, remaining terminals will come here. So the first of T E bar contains plus and epsilon. The plus is coming here. Okay, right. Okay, everybody is following. The production number 2, the first of the follow of T is followed by beta production. This is nothing but follow of T is nothing but comes from first of beta from rule number 2 from rule number 2. So here this particular T we identified a production here. We have identified a production E bar derives plus T E bar like alpha B beta. We are calculating follow for this B, which is nothing but this T. After T we are having a beta production. So we are identifying first of B except epsilon will be placed in follow of B. So we are getting the plus sign here. For this plus sign, we are also getting the other symbols dollar and close brass from rule number 3. From rule number 3, right? Where the beta contains epsilon first of beta. Here beta is epsilon, as the first beta is containing the epsilon. Everything first of A will comes under the follow this C, okay, follow this B, okay, right. We are having this particular thing E. So what is the first of this particular, now we are considering for the T and beta, T and beta, okay. So as this E bar is beta, beta contains epsilon, beta contains epsilon, automatically everything in the first of this E also appear here. First of E is containing dollar and close bracket, automatically appeared here. Similarly, for the follow of T bar, follow of T bar, okay. So what are the rules we can identify here? Okay, uh, like in the previous condition, T bar, it automatically it is identifying as it is containing the T bar is also containing the epsilon production. T bar is containing the epsilon production. Automatically, the first of previous that F will automatically appearing in this particular condition also. Okay, na? E bar. Similarly, the follow F. So the follow is also containing the previous getting the plus sign from the T bar, okay, and getting the plus sign from the previous T because the F is coming from the previous thing. We are getting the plus multiplication dollar and close bracket, okay. So this is the way the applying, only thing is we are applying whether the productions beta is containing epsilon or beta is not containing the epsilon. If it is not containing any epsilon, we are identifying everything from beta, first of beta will appear here, okay, will appear here, right, because this particular, if you are identifying this particular production, okay, nothing from the rule number 2, beta is T bar. So for F, we got rules from first of T bar. First of T bar launch multiplication sign ochindi. Okay. Similarly, here also we are having this particular thing without epsilon rule. As it is getting the without epsilon rule, we are getting everything from this particular T bar. We are getting into this particular thing. So after F, మనకి రెండు ప్రొడక్షన్ రూల్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఓకే, విత్ ఎప్సిలాన్ అండ్ వితౌట్ ఎప్సిలాన్. ఎఫ్ తర్వాత టీ బార్, ఎఫ్ తర్వాత టీ బార్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ విత్ ఎప్సిలాన్. విత్ ఎప్సిలాన్ తో ఒక రూల్ ఉంది, వితౌట్ ఎప్సిలాన్ తో ఒక రూల్ ఉంది. దాని నుంచి మనకి వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ దిస్ రూల్స్, రైట్. సో ఫైనల్లీ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ద ఫస్ట్ అండ్ ఫాలోస్, right. How we are creating the predictive parsing table? How we are creating the predictive parsing table? Okay, right. So from this first and follows, we created this particular table. How we are getting derived this particular table is for E. For E, we are having open brass and ID. For E, open brass and ID. E is the row. We identify closed brass and ID from columns. ID and this open brass. ఈ ఐడి అండ్ ఓపెన్ బ్రాస్ లో ఏ ప్రొడక్షన్ నుంచి వచ్చింది? ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్. ఈ డెరైవ్స్ టీటీఈ బార్. ఆ రెండుకి కాపీ చేసేయాలి. నెక్స్ట్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఈ బార్ లో వి ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ సింబల్స్ ప్లస్ అండ్ ఎప్సిలాన్. సో ప్లస్ అండ్ ఎప్సిలాన్. ఓకే. సో హియర్ we are not using the epsilon here. Okay, we are writing only because in the column we are not at all identifying the epsilon. Epsilon is identified for only for the follows. So after removing this epsilon, we identify this plus E plus low E bar production now. E bar production as physical assessment. Next, from first of T, you identified open brass and ID, open brass and ID. Okay, ID and open brass, దాంట్లో T production రాసేసాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ T bar లో we identified excluding the epsilon only star. in the T bar లో star లో we return this T bar production. Okay, right. From F production, the first of F we identify ఓపెన్ బ్రాస్ అండ్ ఐడి, ఓపెన్ బ్రాస్ అండ్ ఐడి, ఓపెన్ బ్రాస్ ఐడిలో ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ చేశాము. ఓకే, so we got but only thing is here we got two productions. Open brass is coming from the production open e of open at the close brass అక్కడ e రాసాము. ఓకే, we are getting id from the other production, ఆ production id లో రాసాము, right? Next, from follows, okay, you consider only those productions having that epsilons. The epsilons are available in E bar and T bar. So take only E bar and T bar, E bar and T bar. Okay, right. So అంటే ఈ రో ఈ టీ బార్ ఈ రో మాత్రమే కన్సిడర్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఈ బార్ లో ఏమున్నాయి? డాలర్ అండ్ క్లోజ్ బ్రాస్, డాలర్ అండ్ క్లోజ్ బ్రాస్. ఈ బార్ లో డాలర్ అండ్ క్లోజ్ బ్రాస్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి అక్కడ ఈ బార్ డిరైవ్స్ ఎప్సిలాన్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ రాస్తున్నాము. ఈ బార్ because here we are considering only epsilon productions to the parts. Okay, from it you copy e bar is equal to derives epsilon, e bar derives epsilon. Okay, right. So for finally from the T bar production you write in the T bar we identified the three rules plus dollar and close brass plus dollar close brass. ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ లో T bar productions రాయండి, right? Right. So we are having a short of little bit time, right? Let the explanation of the final slide within 5 minutes I will conclude. Okay, all this dollar the input string you write is like inputs to postfix conversion or postfix evaluation, right? Stack is containing e, the input string is id plus id into id. Okay, ఇది మనకి కావాల్సిన input symbol, right? Now in the top of the input string is id, top of the input string is id, whereas the top of the stack is e, right? Consider e and id. Okay, from this particular table e and id we are having a production e derives te bar. I written e derives te bar here. Okay, I written te bar here for the next step. What I did here is in the next step, after considering e derives te bar, replace e with left side of the production is e, replace e with te bar, replace e with te bar. Okay, now after replacing this particular thing, top of the stack is t, input symbol is id. Okay, t and id it is containing the t derives ft bar, t derives ft bar. Okay, t is replaced by f, t is replaced by f, and the production we are identifying that t is replaced by ft bar and t is replaced by this ft bar here. Okay, right. Then f is on the top of the stack, id on the input. What is the f id? F derives id. I retain the f derives id. Okay, then I replace f with id. Okay, now I got same symbol, terminal symbols on both the top of the stack and input string. I cancel both. It is called as move. It is called as action. This is move to the next symbol, right? id cancelled. Then id the t bar plus t derives epsilon. Okay, then simply t bar is replaced by epsilon, cancelled. Then e bar plus, in the e bar plus I got this production. Okay, this e bar is replaced by this particular symbol. I replaced previously the plus sign. Okay, in the reverse manner automatically it is coming e bar t plus, in the reverse fashion we pressed, then plus cancelled, then t id. For from t production we are getting the ft bar, replace t with ft bar. Now f and id, I got f derives id. Okay, this f is replaced by id, id cancelled, then t bar plus. Okay, then when come to the t bar multiplication, I got a t bar can be replaced by multiplication ft bar. Okay, t bar is replaced by in the reverse of this particular string, T bar F and multiplication. Multiplication and multiplication cancelled. Then F and ID. With F and ID, we are getting this particular production. F is replaced by ID. ID cancelled. Okay. Then P bar epsilon. Okay. P bar is replaced by epsilon. Then I got a production E bar epsilon. E bar is also cancelled. So finally, both the top and input is containing the dollar sign. Hence, the given grammar can be acceptable. The given grammar or given input string is acceptable. The given input string is acceptable. Okay. This is the implementation of this predictive path